Buongiorno, buonasera, benvenuti amici. Welcome, my friends. My name is Vincenzo, and welcome to my channel, Fountain Pen Therapy. Well, another pen for you guys today, and it's the I think one of the iconic vintage pens that's been resurrected, if you will, and that's one of the pens from Tibaldi, from Aquila Brands. Now, just a little bit about, before we get to the pen, a little bit about Aquila Brands, and again, I'm reading some of my notes here. First of all, Aquila Brands was based in Pastorano. So why do I qualify Aquila and Tibaldi, who may not be in Naples today, as one of the Neapolitan masters? Well, it was based in Pastorano, Naples, and it was founded in 2000. So it does have a Neapolitan beginning or source or root, if you will. Leopoldo Aquila, its founder, was in the fountain pen business since the 1930s. He began distributing the famous Monte Grappa products. And later on, Aquila Fountain Pens, a brand of Monte Grappa, actually produced fountain pens. So it does have a connection to the, today the very, very famous Monte Grappa brand. Now, the Aquila family in the late 1970s, in just a few years, they developed the Monte Grappa into what today is an international brand. And in the year 2000, sold it to their Richmond group. They cashed up and ready for a new challenge, right? As many do. Giuseppe and Gianfranco Aquila, respectively the nephew and son of Leopoldo, the founder, founded what is today known as the Aquila Brands group, if you will. As a first move, they created or recreated, if you will, the latex 1938 brand. Next on the company's busy revamp program was the launching in 2004 of licensed pens and leather products for the Ducati brand. Again, the desire to bring on board new customers as well as to cover different price ranges. Aquila Group decided to promote and bring out licensed pens for the Smart and Jaguar brands as well. So they're a busy group, if you will. In 2005 was the time they acquired Tibaldi, a fountain pen brand that's been active since 1916, and they relaunched in 2006 for the occasion of the 90th birthday of Aquila, if you will. Leopoldo Aquila started as a pen salesman in the 30s, and today his name is being honored with fine writing instruments. So we will be looking at one particular Italian brand, one Aquila brand, which is the Tibaldi. And we will look at it in just a few seconds. So I will be right back. And here's the Tibaldi that I was speaking to you about. This is the N60 model, and the particular color, which is kind of a turquoise blue and yellow speckled pen, by the name of Samarkand Blue. So it's the Samarkand Blue. As you can see, it has a band with three rings. If we can just remove it from its knight, if you will, as you can see, it has a nice finial with the same material as the resin on the pen on the top. The same thing at the bottom. So the material with a little pointed edge is the same resin. So it's a nice touch. It's got a ring, stainless steel ring, but it has the same material as the rest of the resin on both finials. Very nice touch. The pen is a larger size pen, maybe not the girth, but in terms of, and we'll do a quick size comparison in just a few seconds. So that's the pen. I mean, I think you can appreciate the resin used on this. Very nice. It's got the Tibaldi brand name inscribed there right in front. Very, very, very nice. I think it's one of my favorite pens. Okay. So here we go. We can open it up. And it's got a nice Tibaldi nib. The nib is I think it's probably a Bach, okay, because it's one of the softer ones. And it has a Tibaldi inscribed, the famous Aquila, or the eagle wing on the nib. You can't really see it. My camera's not cooperating with me, but it's there, trust me. And this is a double broad. No stub. That's probably the only thing that I could fault this company for, not having stub, but that's my own little quirk. I like stub pens. So I got the next best thing, which was double broad. Now, so you can see it's a nice sized pen. I mean, does it post? I believe it does. I'm not a fan of posting, but for those of you who enjoy it, it posts very, very nicely. The rings here you can't even tell that there's a screwing mechanism there. So very, very, very nice. A little top heavy, but very nice sized pen, if you will. Now, let's do a quick size comparison. Okay, so let me just, okay, here we go. We can put our Tibaldi in the middle here, and we can compare it to some of the other pens I've got in this gathered for you. So the first one is the Gioia Ilaria. So you can tell the Gioia, I say, is probably the same size, and Gioia is a huge pen, much girthier than the Tibaldi, but in terms of length, it's there. The Nettuno is it's known. It's a smaller sized pen. This is my brand new Delta DV Premier. As you can tell, it's the same size, and it's made to, it's made as a large pen. So there you go. It's probably the equivalent. This is my Leonardo Ficina Italiana Momento Zero Sorrento Blue. As you can tell, it's much smaller. And this is a pen we just reviewed not too long ago, the Marte Modena brand of pens. And this is my Chronicle. Again, smaller than my Tibaldi. And my Chronicle is a nice sized pen. So as you can appreciate, the Tibaldi, I think, is a very nice sized pen. So that's a size comparison. We can now proceed to do a writing sample. The ink that I've chosen today is the so let me just it's the Kanpiki Hiroshizuku. This is a great ink collection, or a great ink all around, and I have, I think, about 10 different colors. I would recommend. They're a little on the expensive side, but they're worth every single penny. The inks are just probably the most cooperating inks you can have. They have a little bit of sheening, and they write very well in terms of they're very wet. They don't dry up on you. Just a great performing ink that I would recommend any color to pick up. And if you can afford it and can want to pick up all the colors, go for it. It's definitely worth it. By the way, very nice bottle. It comes with a very, very nice bottle. So it's, you keep these bottles as a collector's piece. So let's ink this baby up. So here we go. We'll ink my Tibaldi. By the way, nice converter with the Tibaldi inscription on it, and I think it's got the wing, the famous Aquila or eagle wings, is one of their brand logos, if you will. That's one. That's two. And as I've mentioned before, I like to get it done in three. Hopefully it hasn't dried up on me. It's been so while since we've used this pen. And hopefully it's going to behave and show you that it does behave. If it doesn't, well, part of the game, as they say. So that's the ink. Okay, put away my... We'll bring in my journal. My journal is the Tomo River 52 gram notebook. So that's one of my favorites. You've seen it before. So let's get started here. So we have the Tibaldi. Here we go. Okay, that's not its fault. It's my fault. Here we go. Tibaldi N.60. And I got to remember how to spell this. I think it's Samarkand. Samarkand Blue. The nib is a Tibaldi double broad. Double broad, but I would say it probably writes like a broad. It's not that thick, but very nice nonetheless. Very smooth. It had a little bit of, a problem starting up, but just because it's been sitting in my drawer for many weeks. But as you can see, it's just once it gets going, it's irregular. Can I squeeze a little bit of line variation out of this? I wouldn't want to spring that nib, so I would say no. It's fairly rigid, but nonetheless, it's a double broad, so you can get some fine lines here. So I think it's fine. As you can tell, constant, not a problem at all, this nib. Let's get to a rating. Rating of the pen, I would give it a 9.4. There's nothing spectacular about it. The resin is nice, but it's not outlandish. Having said that, I think the size and just the quality of the manufacturing is top notch, so it does deserve a 9.4, if not more. In terms of the evaluating or rating the nib, I like the nib. I really like the nib, even though it's just it's not a stub, and they're not my favorites. I would give this nib a 9.8. It's a very, very nice nib. It's got just the right spring to it, and I think it's smooth. Came right out of the box. I didn't have to fine-tune it at all, so I give it a 9.8. In terms of value, it's a little bit on the expensive side for what you're getting, but I think it's part of anybody's collection. You've got to have a Tibaldi. It's as simple as that. So I would give it, in terms of value, I would give it a B++. Not an A, but a B++. There you have it. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed this pen. I hope that if you come across it or any other color, that you give it a go. And again, enjoy your paper, enjoy your ink, and please enjoy your pens. Take care, and we'll see you in the next video.